Hey guys, so we are going to have a very busy day today. Part 2 of Legends 7th Anniversary drops today. We have the Saiyan Saga Goku and Vegeta, and then we have the 1% sparking Tien and Chiaotzu and Nappa. We got the platinum equipment for Shallot. We have, of course, the new dynamic area battle system. This is just going to be a pretty crazy day here. Now, obviously the game right now is in full network maintenance, so I can't go into the game itself and show the characters' kits on there like I usually do. Very, very, very rare situation where right before our banner drops, we have game-wide maintenance. And in fact, I actually don't even remember the last time this ever happened. So yeah, I'm hoping maintenance doesn't get extended. For this maintenance also, PvP actually resets at the same time as the banners come out. Usually they take like an extra 2 or 3 hours before PvP comes out of maintenance after the banners drop, but today it's the same time. So I will be still doing a live summon for the characters, but after that I'm immediately going to be jumping into the PvP showcases. All right, so let's quickly talk about Goku and Vegeta. Remember, I did do in-depth breakdowns for both of these characters yesterday. So if you want to check out like a full breakdown of these characters, go check that out. In terms of like the highlights for these characters, I actually think both of these guys will play relatively similarly. And what I mean by that is what you actually want to be doing when you enter the battlefield with these characters. For Goku and Vegeta, so let's talk about Goku first. So Goku and Vegeta are, I guess, one thing they do share together is they both have 5 counts of cover null. Goku gets cover null when he enters the battlefield. Vegeta gets cover null when he uses a strike or a blast for the first time. Goku, let me just break this down here. So he's got 280% damage, 180% damage guard. And then whenever he enters the battlefield for the first 2 times, he's getting 100% damage and 100% unique gauge charge rate. So the first time he enters the battlefield, he's getting 380% damage if you add this. And then on top of this, when he lands a strike or a blast arts hit, he's getting 20% damage to allies, which includes himself. And then he's drawing a card twice. So he draws a card twice here, and then he draws a card and a green card when he enters the battlefield here. So with only 5 counts of cover null, you're going to be drawing a card here, a green card, and 2 cards here. I think you just want to press cards. I think you just want to spam. That's what I think you want to do with this character. With such low cover null time, like that's, well, it's not really low cover null time anymore because that's kind of the norm, right? 5 counts is usually what they give characters now. But with how many cards this character is just generating, you kind of want to just, I think, spam with this character. And then the same thing kind of goes with Vegeta as well. Vegeta has similar damage guard and damage numbers, a little slightly lower than Goku, but remember this guy has a second life. He draws a card on entry, and then on blast and strike arts card use, for the first time he's getting 20% damage and 5 counts of cover null. And then the fourth time you use a striker or blast arts card per switch in, you draw 3 cards. So again, a character that I think you want to enter the battlefield with, and when you start a combo with this character, I mean, you just, again, you draw a card on entry, you spam cards, and then you just refill your entire hand. I don't even think you're going to be able to get through the entire amount of cards you're going to be drawing here during the 5 counts of cover null you have with this character. That's how many cards you can probably get in with Vegeta. So those are, I think, what you, that's I think what you want to be doing with these characters. It's really just not so much charge stepping, not so much sidestepping to do long combos. These are more of characters that I think you just kind of want to spam with and do as much damage as possible within like a very short window of time. Very similar to like Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. That's the play style I am seeing with these characters. Goku's unique gauge is actually a defensive unique gauge. He has the sustained damage type, so this is similar to like Ultra Broly, Super Baby 2, where you have to take damage to fill up the gauge. He does get unique gauge charge rate 100% up for the first 2 switch-ins, and then for the 3rd and 4th switch-ins he's got 50%, but then remember when he transforms into Kaioken Goku, this resets back to 100% for the 2 switch-ins, so you can kind of reset the amount of times you can do this. And then he's also, the thing about this Goku's gauge here is he's getting 20% damage guard every time the gauge fills up, and it is going to be stackable. right? Because it doesn't say unstackable here. So he's got 180% damage guard already. Every time this fills up, he's getting 20%, and this lasts for 15 counts. So that's not nothing, right? I imagine with the 100% charge rate to your unique gauge, you can technically fill this up 2-3 times, maybe even 4 times in the window of like all these effects stacking up on top of each other, which means that theoretically you can have like 220, 240, maybe 260% damage guard with this Goku, depending on how many times you fill the gauge up. He's healing, he's going type neutral, he's buffing ally damage, so he's supporting, lowering ally sub count. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of Tree of Might Goku a little bit. This unique gauge kind of reminds me of Tree of Might Goku, but obviously a more modern take on this. So I'm actually pretty interested in seeing how this holds up here. Destroying cards, healing himself, lowering sub count, support. Like, yeah, look at this. This is a pretty good unique gauge, I think. So number one, we're gonna have to see how fast this actually fills up. But again, with the 100% charge rate on this, I feel like it shouldn't be that difficult to do. On the other hand, Vegeta's unique gauge is charged via charging key. And then he has multiple ways he can actually amplify the gauge charge. So the first one is the green card, which gives him 20% to unique gauge every time he uses this. So this is a stop time green before he revives. After he revives, it becomes a long range green. This could fill up the unique gauge without needing to charge, but obviously you're going to be like charge stepping and weaving this in sometimes too, right? You're not always going to be spamming cards with this character, right? When you first enter with him, you're going to be spamming, but after the first like burst of damage, you're probably going to be going back to normal combos with this character, where this could, you know, sort of like weave into the charge step combos that the character has. This guy also, I guess, we should mention, he's stacking key recovery on his blast cards. And then he does get a unique gauge with his main too. 50% unique gauge with his main ability. And then he's getting permanent damage and damage guard with his unique gauge filling up. So when he fills the unique gauge up, he's got to use a strike or a blast card to actually consume it. You don't just like charge it and then it just resets itself like Blue Kaioken and Goku. You have to actually like reset it by using a strike or a blast card. So up to 60% uncancelable damage from this, and then up to 30% uncancelable damage guard from this. So we can get up to 200% damage guard while having a revive, and 60% damage here on top of his already 270 damage guard. Plus, he's getting the damage from using a blast card. So he's basically going to be sitting at like 350% damage inflicted with an effect that gets him all these cards. And then he's got the blue card mechanic where he's getting an extra 120% blue card damage for the first time he uses this. So yeah, I feel like this guy's going to be hitting pretty damn hard. And he's got the flexibility of being a revive character. He's got sub count manipulation, 7 counts when the enemy uses a big attack. So I do think these characters should be pretty effective. I am going to be interested in seeing how well they perform, but obviously the big question is going to be, how do these guys fit into the dynamic area battle system? So that will be what we check out, of course. All right, so we'll take a look at Tien and Nappa. We did get a bit of a gist of what they are trying to go for with these characters based on the reveal yesterday, but of course, as usual, they did not give us the full kits for these characters during the reveal, so we're gonna have to check this out for the first time. So we have their full kits available. This is a pretty intricate character because not only is this a tag character, it's also technically it is a transforming character as well. So we'll take a look at the Tien side first, then we'll do Chiaotzu, then we'll do the transformation. This is technically a succession character, so it's like future Gohan and Trunks, but his succession does damage because Chiaotzu explodes, right? So it's kind of like a mix between comeback and succession. All right, we'll take a look at the switch ability last. So starter ability, 220% damage. You know, I should actually compare this to like Kale and Caulifla, I think would make sense because they are the most recent tag 1% sparking here, and I think they are pretty good. So Kale and Caulifla, let's pull them up for a second. So what is their starter ability? 260, 150. Okay, so yeah, they definitely have more damage than Tien does. 220, 150. Yeah. 50% key recovery, card draw speed, -10 special move, -1 to sub counts on switch. Ally episode Saiyan Saga, purple or red, damage plus 20%. So they actually are supporting as well. This is pretty broad. Purple or red. That's pretty good. Just if you're running this character on leader slot, because obviously the thing with this character is that he's only on one team, and it is Saiyan Saga. So a pretty big leader slot character, I think, is what's going to end up being the case for this guy. So it's pretty important that he does have flexibility there. Strength yielded from Kami's training. When health reaches 0, Tien succession 70% health. Nullify element disadvantages 3 counts. Deals major damage to enemy. Explode. And then this is actually relevant now. Will be defeated if health reaches 0 due to enemy self-destruct. This matters because of Nappa. The Saibaman can self-destruct and do damage. I'm not sure how much damage they actually are going to be doing until we test the character, but all of these characters that have second life mechanics, revives, comebacks, successions, they are all going to be susceptible to getting nullified by the Saibaman self-destruct. So that is just something to remember now. On tag switch or battlefield entry, draws a card if hand has 3 or fewer, 30 key. Okay. On strike, blast arts use 10 key, 15% damage. Oh, he's stacking damage. Okay. And it's on use too, so it doesn't have to hit. Switch gauge plus 10%. Nullify special cover change for 5 counts 1 time. Resets on tag switch. This is interesting. 10% to switch gauge every time you use a card. Huh. When hit by enemy arts 1 time, 10% health, ally sub count -2, enemy key -20. This is good. This is interesting. The sub count down. When on battlefield, an enemy switches, 20% damage for 15 counts, key recovery -20% to the enemy, all enemy draw speed -1. This counts like tag switching and stuff as well. And then they have a cover change against blasts. Well, Tien at least does. We saw this last time. We know he has this from last time. Does not have blast armor. 10% vanishing gauge. Oh, on both of these. Isn't this like that's like this character, right? This character has that, I think. Or I know Gotenks has that. Yeah, this is the same as this character as well. Gotenks also has that as well. This is pretty useful. 10% vanish per strike and blast used. The green card is draws a strike. Is a stop time green card. Draws a strike next. 10% health, 50 key, 20% strike damage. On strike arts, hit heavy bleed, infliction chance plus 70%. Okay. This is definitely not what I would consider to be like a crazy green card. The blue card, special move damage plus 30%, switch gauge plus 40% on activation. This is good. Also, if enemy has abnormal condition, special move damage plus 30%, penetrate endurance. Yeah, so I think what they said, the gist of this was, or the thought process behind this was, is that you want to inflict a status condition with Chiaotzu, and then Tien can come in, uses blue, and nullify endurance. That's the design choice behind this. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the switch ability here. Tag switch to Chiaotzu, draws a... Oh, he draws a green. Guaranteed. Okay. 10% health, 30% permanent damage. Cancels attribute downgrades, enemy health restoration minus 30%. 30% permanent damage. He's at 250 here. So he's 250, and he's stacking damage. And when the enemy switches, he's getting damage as well. Okay. All right, let's go check out Chiaotzu. Let me just see. Is this the same? So they both draw a green card guaranteed. And this is also... Like, this is separate, right? I'm pretty sure this is a separate, like, proc for the damage buff. So Tien is getting 30% damage when he switches to Chiaotzu. And then Chiaotzu is getting 30% damage when he switches to Tien. So you want to at least tag twice with this character. Right? I'm pretty sure that's how it works, right? It's going to be 2 separate procs, I think. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's how that works. Okay, so... Yeah, this is for Chiaotzu. This is clearly going to be the same. Yep, same. This is the same as well. When hit by enemy arts, yep, the same. This is the same. Okay, so it looks like Tien and Chiaotzu just have the same kit, which is actually not like the worst thing. Again, whenever we have these tag mechanic characters, especially a tag mechanic character that is a succession character, it is probably just better that both like the halves of the tag part of the character have the same kit, because there's so much going on with these units at this point. All right. Green card draws a blast next. Health key, blast damage. On blast arts hit, paralyzed infliction chance plus 30%. Yeah. So Chiaotzu, I guess maybe is like the blast version this character and Tien has the strike version, because Tien has the strike, like draws a strike damage, strike hit, and then Chiaotzu is the blast version. Yep. Blue card, special move damage 30%. Which, yeah, this is the same. If enemy has normal condition. Oh, actually no, Chiaotzu has this as well. I thought this was going to be like sort of a Tien thing, but Chiaotzu also does have this too. So you pop the green, paralyze them, or bleed them with Tien, and then you can nullify endurance here. Okay. Okay, so let's check out the post-succession. Remember, this character is technically a transforming character, so he's going to have higher stats than most characters do. Main ability. Draws a blue, 50 key, cancels with downgrades. On strike arts hit, heavy bleed infliction chance plus 70%. On blast arts hit, paralyzed infliction chance plus 50% for 15 counts. And then enemy health restoration minus 30%. Yeah, this is... that's pretty annoying. 50% chance to paralyze when you use a blast card. Okay. On succession, he draws a green. This character is actually similar to Kale and Caulifla in the regard that they're both drawing tons of greens, right? Both times you tag, you're drawing a green card. And this guy's drawing a green card on succession. Another 30% damage. Minus 10 to blue cards cost. Every 3 timer counts while on battlefield. That's like a kid. That's the LF Blue Kid Buu / Purple UI Goku mechanic. 3% health, damage plus 10%, up to 40%. And it's resetting. This guy could get a lot of damage. On strike / blast arts use. And he's still stacking. Yeah. On strike / blast arts hit. Oh, he just draws a blue every time? Next activated special move damage plus 30%. This is pretty good. Every single... Because remember, he's getting cover null for just using a card, right? On strike / blast arts use, cover null. And then when the card lands, he's drawing a blue, and it's doing more damage. When hit by enemy arts, this is the same. And then this is the same too. Blast cover change. It's gonna take a little bit to remember what all the cover changes are here. He maintains the vanish restoration here, and the green card destroys a card, draws 1 of each strike and blast. Health, key, damage, and then he's got the 2 effects from Tien and Chiaotzu here. By the way, the way I think this works, because this does specify non-stacking, I think what will happen is if you pop the main ability, you have a 50% chance for your blasts to paralyze, and that is going to be 1 roll. And then, if you have the green card popped, you're going to have a second dice roll that has a 30% chance to paralyze. I think is how this works. The one-handed tri-beam, this is the same thing. It's just got penetrate endurance too still, which is good because you are going to have a blue card every single time, essentially, with this character, right? You're getting a guaranteed blue draw. This, to me, is the most impressive part of this character right here. Because it just, these 2 things work so well with each other. You swap in, use a card, get a blue, it's buffed, and if the enemy has some kind of condition, their endurance is nullified as well. Yeah, that's... Okay, Tien is looking pretty good to me. Let's just try and like count his damage. I'm going to assume this is 2 damage buffs you can get from this. When you swap into Chiaotzu, and then when you swap from Chiaotzu to Tien. So we got 220, we got 60, that's 280%. And then he's got stacking damage here. So 280 going into the succession, I guess, right? Then he's got this, that's like 320. 320% damage on a transforming character with higher stats. That's stacking damage and getting a guaranteed blue that does more damage. Yeah, I mean, he looks good. He looks good to me. As a 1% sparking, I mean, there's a lot going on with this character. I'll take this. All right, let's check out Nappa. I guess the one thing just to quickly mention about this character is the damage guard isn't that high, right? I mean, 150%. He's not getting damage guard from any other area in his kit, but I mean, he's got a second life. So, all right, Nappa. This guy to me seems like he'll be the new hated character. I mean, he's got multiple minions he can summon. He's got an AoE green card. He's got death buffs. He's got disrupt. We'll see. We'll see. All right, so Nappa. This should say main ability, I'm pretty sure. Well, I mean, the only reason why I think this says switch ability is because this mechanic is new, and I don't think the website has like a way to convey that this is the mechanic now. But this should say main ability. The soil should do nicely. Draws a green card. Oh, he actually just guaranteed draws a green with the main. Okay, that's good. Health plus 20%, key plus 50, protect hand. This is good because you don't want to draw a green and then have it get destroyed. Enemy Dragon Balls -1. Okay, yeah, I mean, this is clearly the reason this character exists, right? Is to use the greens. All right, so starter abilities, 270 damage, 150 damage guard, 50% key recovery, all arts cost -5, draw speed, and sub count on switch -1. Okay. Pretty good numbers for damage, though. This is the same number that Vegeta gets for damage. Okay. A Saiyan's Rite of Passage. So on entry, he draws a card. He's healing, 40 key, removes special art seal. That's good. That is really good, right? Again, this character does seem like he is going to be built around using the green card, so just freeing up the green card seal is going to be good. Ally subcount -1 on switch in. That's also actually similar to Cell Games Goku does that too. On strike / blasts, special move draw. Oh. Huh. So this is every single card that isn't an awakened card or an ultimate card. That's what this is. Who does that? Is there a character that gets the vanish back whenever they draw a card? There definitely is. I just don't remember who it is. I know like purple Super Vegeta has like something similar to this, where like he gets certain effects depending on the cards that he draws. This is also kind of similar to like green Angel Golden Frieza, green Goku Black, where they get damage when they draw cards. This is a very strong ability. This is not a character that I expected would get this. I'm looking at this, and I'm looking at this. I mean, if this guy's drawing cards a lot, I mean, okay. Okay. On cover change, 3 times. Type neutral defensively. 2 cards destroyed, card draw speed -1, cancel attribute upgrades. These two together are very powerful. When you destroy cards but also lower card draw speed, like that's a double whammy effect. This is strong. And then he has death buffs when defeated. Seals enemies green and blue cards for 5 counts. Seals Roshan main ability for 10 counts. And then for Saiyan Saga Saiyan or Frieza Force, 15% health and 20% damage. So yeah, he does have death buffs here. The only thing I kind of wish he did was destroy Dragon Balls on this, but it's fine. Blast special cover change. All right, and then he's got Blast, Attack, and Strike Defense for Frieza Force Saiyan Saiyan Saga. Blast Defense for Saiyan Saga. Healing 5% on use on a held card, and then he's got like the in the air, he's lowering enemy key by 50. This could be good against Blast Armor. Like if you use this against somebody who's using Blast Armor, that could just end their combo immediately. This is actually pretty decent. All right, the green card, this is essentially the whole point of the character. The Elite Warrior's Ace in the Hole. Based on special arts uses, first and second, summon Saibaman as backup. 100% health. Third and on, it's an AoE green. Draws a card, 50 key. Can't touch with downgrades in conditions. On hit, he's getting cover null and 30% to enemy damage received. Okay. I think the way this works, by the way, is immediately after you use the green card, you will just immediately switch over to the Saibaman. Blue card, Bomber DX. Yeah, my favorite name for an attack, Bomber DX. 45% blue card damage. Also destroy entire hand, and based on cards destroyed, he gets more damage. So we can get up to 75% damage on this. And then on hit, he's drawing a full hand, subcount -3, and then heavy bleed with blast armor. All right, let's check out the Saibaman. They did say the Saibaman has very low stats. So his main ability just draws an awakened card and gives him 50 ki. As a backup, Saibaman cannot switch or be forced to switch. When summoned, draws up to 3 cards, 80 ki, full vanish. Yeah, you know what I'm thinking? Is this is probably going to be something you use when you need to get your vanish back, is what I'm thinking. Like you vanish with Nappa and then you use the green card. Cover null. Actually, you know what? Could you combo in, like, can you do this in the middle of a combo? Okay, let's just say I'm comboing with Nappa, right? You know, I'm doing some strikes, I'm doing some blasts. If I use a green card in the middle of the combo, will the Saibaman be able to chain off of the combo? I think so, right? I don't know. We'll have to test that. Okay, I mean, this is fine. On strike / blast, special. Okay, he actually has the same ability that Nappa does too. By the way, I think the way this works is the Saibaman should also have the starter abilities. The Saibaman should have 270% damage. The Saibaman should have... I think that's how this works, right? The Saibaman should have all these starter abilities. I think. And then when health reaches 0 or on self-destruct, switches back to Nappa. Normal strike and blast. The green card is a Minion's Screech. Draws 1 card, 50 ki, can't slash with downgrades with no conditions. Blue card is the same, pretty much. Destroy entire hand, then based on cards destroyed, up to 60% special move damage. Gets vanish. Oh, okay. Inflicts enemies with heavy... We know this is a ranged blue as well. Yeah. All right, so this is the Awakened Arts card, Self-Destruct. Deals major self-destruct damage. On activation, draws Awakened Arts next. Oh, I see. So if you miss... So if you use the main to draw the card, and then you just constantly are... Oh my god, you just get an infinite amount of these? So if you miss, you just get another chance forever. Awaken damage plus 30%, nullify element disadvantage. Use type neutral too. Uncancelable. On hit, enemy key -70, all enemy health restoration -70%. Blast armor. This is crazy. You just draw infinite awakened cards. So if you miss, you get another chance, and a third chance, and a fourth chance, and a fifth chance. Now, obviously, this can be destroyed by like card destruction effects, right? But yeah, that's pretty crazy. Okay, I mean, yeah, there's Nappa. This is definitely a character where like you're looking on paper at this character, and you're like, okay, Tien and Chiaotzu definitely are better. But I mean, I think this is just going to be so like the Saibaman mechanic is just going to be so ridiculous. We'll see. I think Nappa is going to be one of the more hated characters. We'll see though. Maybe he's not going to be. We'll see. We'll see. All right, so we have some new equips too. Let's go over. I think there's going to be a new co-op equip. There should be a new PvP equip, and then there should also be the Shallot Platinum equipment. We'll take a look at that last. Let's see if we can find the new stuff here. So here's the co-op equip, I imagine. And then give me a second. I'm just going to pause because it'll take me a little bit to find this, probably the new PvP equip. All right, so here we go. We have 3 new equips. I think it's only 3. The PvP equip, the co-op equip, and then the Shallot Platinum equipment. Let's start with the PvP equip. So this is for Saiyans. 20% blast, 10% health, 10% blast, and then... Ooh. Wow. Okay. That is a lot of damage. This is giving you 30% to base blast attack and 20% to pure blast. Wow. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's certainly good. Okay. I mean, it's pretty specific, right? Because you got to be Saiyan Saga, you got to be a Saiyan, you got to be like actually wanting blast damage. I mean, for obviously for Nappa and Vegeta, this is, yeah, you're probably using this, man. I mean, Saiyan Saga has some really good equips, but I mean, this is also really good. All right, unique equip for co-op. This way, buddy. It sounds like I'm playing Gekishin Squadra and like the person I'm laning with is going the wrong way or something. This way, buddy. All right, this is for Saiyan Saga. 15% special move damage, 15% to base strike, 15% to base blast, 5% to pure strike and blast per Saiyan Saga. That's a lot of damage on this. So this is giving you 15% to base and pure offenses and special move damage. Yeah, I mean, again, it's solid. I haven't really been like super mega impressed with the co-op equips this anniversary. Not bad. Obviously, this is not bad. But again, like I said, Saiyan Saga has so many crazy equips. I'll have to kind of like compare this with the other equips and see if this even makes the cut. But this is a good equip. There's a lot of damage. 15% of blue card damage is pretty high for one slot. All right, SHALLOT'S platinum equipment. Let's see. Remember, one thing to remember before we even look at this, SHALLOT is an S tier. He's in the S tier boost, and I think he's forever going to be an S tier boost. I don't think they're going to ever move him out of that. 20% health, 50% to stats, 60% damage, 100% damage guard. Let's pull SHALLOT up here. Let me just get a frame of reference here. So let's have him be blue. Actually, we should check the base form just because this is going to be his like damage guard amount. Uh, 60%. He's got 60% reduced damage received because this carries over to the transformation. And then he's got 70% damage here. So wait, hold on. What does that go from? 30. And then this is giving him 60 and 100. On arts use, the following effects occur. 10% damage, special move damage 10%, both stacking for 5 times. So he's getting 50% damage here and then 50% blue card damage. The following effects occur on battlefield entry. 30 key, enemy key minus 30. Yeah, him getting key on entry is nice. I mean, he's got, what is 110% damage just from this equip now? Unlocked at 7 stars. They even did this for SHALLOT. I mean, that doesn't really matter, but yeah. When on battlefield, an enemy activates Rising Rush, allies... Okay. Oh, that's good. You can swap out of him to like a character that has a second life. When hit by enemy arts, health plus 10%, 5 times. That's good. Also, if health is 50% or lower, the following effects occur. Health plus 30% 2 times, damage plus 20. More damage, wow. So he's getting 130% damage from this equip. %, here. So I think it goes 80. Assuming you're using blue, because you probably have to. So he's got 150 here, I think. And then when the unique gauge fills up, he's got another 40. That's 190. 40% blue card damage. And he's getting 130 from this? I don't know. I think his blue card is going to hit really hard. I think his blue cards are going to be hitting really hard with this equip. Shallot might be hitting really hard with his blue. He's stacking blast damage, getting crit here. He's an S tier boost. I don't know, guys. I think Shallot might actually be like a decent character now. He's got survivability. He can swap out against a rush. Remember, he has a unique equip already too. If we go back, let me just get rid of some of these. We go back over here. Oh god, where is this? I mean, is this? I don't even remember which one it is. No, this is friendship. What is this one? I mean, no, this is not very good. There was, I think it was an awakened. It was an awakened normal equipment. I don't remember. I think it was an awakened gold equip. I remember rolling this here. This one. 20% defenses, 20% strike, 50%. Yeah. I think you have to use. This is too good not to use. And then, is that it? Was there more? I thought there was like a Shallot, Vegeta, and Nappa one. There's this one, the Game Originals one. Oh yeah, no, there was a Game Originals equip, wasn't there? Where was that? It must have been like when Goku and Bardock came out. I don't remember. I don't remember where that was. Hold on, give me a second. I should be able to filter. Let's see. I can't type in here to like filter this. Give me a second, I'll cut and I'll be back in a second. Okay, this is the one I was thinking of, but you're not going to use this because you have to actually run another Game Originals character because this is for Shallot. But you get like the whole reason why you'd use this equipment is to get the pure offenses here. And you only get these if a battle member other than this character is Game Original, which is not happening. So yeah, unfortunately you're not going to use this, but I do think that gold awakened equip is good. The one we just looked at. This one right here. This is definitely one you want to use on him. And you're going to throw the platinum equipment on and then probably like just that Saiyan red equip. This one's pretty solid. I mean, it's pretty basic, but it's still good. 10% health, 30% stat. I mean, I feel like Shallot could be pretty good. Definitely going to test him out. I think the platinum equipment drops today, so we will test him out as well. This is a long video. Let me know what you guys think of this week's update. Of course, we didn't even talk anything about the dynamic area battle system in this video. This is mostly just breaking down the characters. Let me know what you think. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.